Did I mute too early?
No, you're fine. I just went live. So um, when I come out of this screen, I'll tell you to unmute. Or you can just stay quiet until I say something. You hear me all right? Hello, everybody. Welcome to For the Queen, Episode 2. Welcome to Hyper Pixie up there above me. I'm Daedalus from the Lore Seekers. Is it spelled correctly in the About? I'll have to look at that, Jason. I didn't notice. It's kind of embarrassing. Oh well.
I'm reading it now.
Apparently I can't spell.
If you can't smell, that's a sign of COVID, and you should go get that checked out.
Yep, for sure. All right, so we made it to 2 episodes, so that's a good thing. So Pixie's had some big things going on. She's part of the ESO stream team now, which is awesome. She deserves it for sure.
Thank you.
And so what was that like? Did they, I heard you explain it on stream, I guess. You got a text when you were in a store or something?
Yeah,
About
so
it?
I had applied a while ago, and there was already like a batch of stream team members that were added after I applied. So I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna have to reapply at some point. But I had some other stuff going on, so I'm like, I'm gonna hold off on the reapplication until I feel like I have grown more and all of that, and I feel comfortable applying again. So I just kind of left it where it was and kept doing my thing. And then I was in the middle of the Apple store, and I got a message from Gina, an email, and the Tales of Tamriel crew and I were doing this Extra Life marathon, and she had provided codes for that Extra Life marathon. So I thought it had something to do with those codes. So I open it up, and the first line said something about Stream Team, and I immediately burst into happy tears. And I start jumping up and down, telling my boyfriend, "I bought the Stream Team! I bought the Stream Team!" And so I just made a scene in the Apple Store. Basically, it
Nice.
was great.
Do you think you were going crazy or something, or do you know what was up?
Well, so he figured it out because I told him, like, message from Gina, this is interesting. And so I think he kind of had an idea. Now, the lady selling me the watch probably thought I was a bit too emotional about the watch I was buying and had no idea what was going on.
That's awesome.
But yeah, my boyfriend was super happy for me, immediately gave me a hug, told our son what happened. He gave me a hug, and it was awesome.
That's great. So I guess on your show this past weekend, you have been coerced into. You can't speak any good things about the Queen. Is that it? About AD?
So basically, Ark this was Arcanier's idea. Go figure. He's like, Pixie, you've got to do something if you hit a certain goal. Like, we need to help you come up with a goal. I'm like, well, I honestly don't know. Like, I've got this wheel of struggle thing every time we get a donation where I'm doing something stupid. And as far as milestones, I'm not even sure. And he's like, how about you denounce Queen Irene and AD on the show? And so it ended up like if we hit $600, it was taking the first leg of the giveaway. So if we hit the $600 mark, which we were at $420 when we started, then I was going to have to denounce AD for a full month. So I can't say anything positive about the Queen. Supposed to actively say negative things when prompted if I can't weasel my way out of it, like I've been trying to do. And this has to go on for an entire month. So it has been a struggle.
I bet it has. I'll try not to lead you in anything on the show, even though some people have told me I should. I should try to set you
Oh,
up on something. So,
oh, I'm sure they have. And I think I know some of the people who have told you based on
yep.
what I've seen in Discord.
All right, so let's move into our lore, Pixie. Where are we? What are we doing here?
We are right outside of the Erokii Delve, and the Erokii Delve is overlooked by the Doomcrag. So, Erokii was once one of the greatest alien cities in northwestern Tamriel, and the spire is actually the Doomcrag spire is actually thought to be a failed tower. And whenever I say tower here, I don't mean just a physical tower that somebody would build, but I mean the tower in reference to tower lore, which are both physical and metaphysical structures. Some examples include the Crystal Tower, the Adamantine Tower, White Gold Tower, and so forth. Now, that tower lore is a lesson in and of itself and highly contested, and it's a massive deep dive wormhole. Aramithius, I'm sure, can tell you all about tower lore that you'll ever want to know. So
Yes.
reach out to him if you want to know more about tower lore specifically. But this specific tower held the light of life called Latanya in Aliadun. And it had the ability to help plants grow and heal illnesses. At some point, it became tainted and became known as the Lightless Remnant. And you learn more about the Lightless Remnant as part of the main storyline of the Rivenspire quest line. You get to kind of come into contact with it and see how that artifact has changed over time. Now, the city of Erokii itself was once a very beautiful alien city, and its princess was Anorame. Now, Anorame was eventually married off to a prince who had an extremely powerful military, and it was thought that he was going to forge this great alliance between Erokii and all across Tamriel with his military prowess. Now, at first, everything was going great, but after a certain period of time, it became obvious to the princess that he was away a lot. She became really lonely. She ended up committing adultery, and she took a lover back from her home city of Erokii. Now, eventually, her husband found out and decided to lay siege to the city as her punishment. And during all of this, she goes to her lover and begs him for help. He says he's going to send his own forces to attack her husband's. But at some point, there was a discussion between her husband and her lover, and they ended up joining forces because her husband paid her lover off, and they destroyed the city together. So while the city was being laid waste to, she was so desperate that she ended up calling out to the Daedra, and Mephala responded. Mephala gathered her tears into a basin and turned them into an artifact infused with the love turned hatred of the princess's lover from within Anorame, and then the princess scaled the tallest tower in the city and unleashed its power across the two armies, slaughtered everyone. The city was destroyed. She died, but it's said that somewhere the tear of Anorame is still within the ruins. Uh, as far as the Doomcrag itself goes, there are a lot of devious legends surrounding the Doomcrag. One of them, this place is pretty haunted, first of all. One of them was of Brianna the Bold. So she was the hero of House Durrell, and she ended up chasing a bandit leader named Red Rob to the Shrouded Pass. uh once so she was a bit later than her men to meet up with him at the Shrouded Pass because he had laid waste to her ships. So once she arrived at the Shrouded Pass herself, she found that most of her men were either dead or wounded. Red Rob himself was also wounded, so seeing that as her chance, she chased him into this eerie red fog that had formed in the area. They never emerged, but it's said that if somebody visits the Shrouded Pass and they see the fog start to creep in, that they can still hear themselves locked in an eternal battle. There's also the legend of the spurned Ayleid lover. So this Ayleid woman was rejected by the uh, gosh, I lost the word for it. The waiter of a noble house, and he told her he didn't love her, so in protest, she climbs atop the Doomcrag and just refuses to come back down. Everybody was begging her, come down from the Doomcrag, come down from the Doomcrag, and she just wouldn't do it. Then, when her pain became unbearable, she threw herself into the ocean to her death. And now it seems that her spirit is still atop the Doomcrag, and that travelers who go through the Pass will sometimes get scooped up by her and taken up to be her companion up at the top of the tower. Eventually, though, they do something that makes her upset and she feels spurned all over again, and she throws them off the tower with her as she dives to her own doom all over again with them in tow. Uh,
That's
Now, one of the.
awesome.
Yeah. I just want to know how long she keeps the people up there before she decides she's done with them. But the creepiest one is the death that walks. So they say that every step you take up the Doomcrag is 1 year off of your life. So if you're young and healthy, you can make it pretty far. But if you're older or in poor health, you could die within a few feet into your scaling of the Doomcrag. And you just never know. So some people can make it all the way to the relic room. Some people cannot make it very far at all, and they just die on their way up there. So really creepy stuff. That one is less of a story, and it's just more of this is how it is. Um, and it probably has to do with all of this other crazy stuff that's happened, as well as the fact that because it is a failed tower, it has this connection to the metaphysical world in a way that a lot of people just don't understand.
Wow, that is awesome. And that,
Definitely an interesting place.
yeah, yeah, lots of stories. There is a quest line that takes place in all of this. We're not going to even talk about that, but you get to see the Doomcrag in its entirety and Erokii. Like she said, there's a delve, so you can actually go into the ruins of Erokii. So it's or Erokii. I'm not really sure how you pronounce that. I'll have to get with Aramithius for a pronunciation lesson.
Oh, I
But
always butcher things.
yeah, or I'll just talk to Jibs, right? He always pronounces things right.
Carrying on the legacy in that way.
Yeah, so check it out. Let me bring it up on the map for you guys because I know Lindsay asked me last time to do that. So let me see if I can do it. Here we go. It's right up here. It's Riven Spire. There's a way shrine right there, the Staging Grounds way shrine, and we were standing right there. That's the Doom Crag we're looking at on screen. So have at it. Have a good time with it. So, and that leads us in, this creepy story leads us into what's coming up next, which starts tomorrow, right?
Yes.
What is it, Pixie?
So it is the Witches Festival, one of the greatest times of the year in ESO. You can navigate to the holiday section of the Crown Store to acquire a free quest if you haven't done it already. If you've already done this in previous years, you don't have to do it again. You
Mm-hmm.
just pull out your Witch Mother's Whistle and you can start your, I think it's a 100% XP bonus every
Correct.
time you blow
Yep.
this whistle. You can refresh that every single time. Blowing the whistle also, if you're outside of Cyrodiil, spawns a cauldron that you can use to turn yourself into a skeletal monster. You don't
Yeah.
have to use that cauldron, though, to get the buff. So if you're
Right.
like
To get the
me
buff.
and
Um,
you want to make your own Halloween costume, you don't have to use the one provided for you.
right. And you know, I was reading about that, and it says that it's an undead. So what exactly does it say about the column? Transform your character into one of the undead. I wonder if they changed that. I wonder if it's more than just the skeleton that we got last year. That would be exciting.
Oh yeah,
But
because I know the last few years it's been the skeleton that I've played. It'd be
right,
cool if they changed it up.
yeah. So that starts tomorrow, and it's going to go to November 3rd. There's plunder skull containers, 100% XP boost with the use of the whistle, event tickets and collectibles. To start it, if you've never done the Witches Festival before, you just go to the Crown Store and you acquire the free quest, and you're able to get your whistle. Like Pixie said, if you've done it before, you don't have to do it again. You have that whistle in your inventory, you just blow it and you'll get your XP boost. And it's a, excuse me, 2 hour in length boost. And once that cauldron spawns, you can take a drink out of it and you will be a member of the undead. It'll transform you. During the Witches' Festival, when you defeat a boss monster, you receive a plunder skull in addition to its regular loot. And you can get from those new pieces of the Throwing Bones memento. You have to collect 10 pieces to collect that collectible. The Holojack style items, the Dremora style items, the Witches Festival themed recipes, Witches Festival themed furnishings and furnishing recipes, bewitching alchemy reagents, and it also says an assortment of creepy items. But hold on, there's more. The first time you slay each different type of boss each day, you will receive a Dremora Plunder Skull. And this reward contains the same kind of items in a regular Plunder Skulls, but has some additional rewards too. And in those, you could receive a Dremora motif chapter, Witches Festival writs, Glamorial treasure maps, outfit armor outfit style pages, and Grave Dancer weapon style pages. Depending on the type of boss you defeat, you'll receive one of 2 different Dremora motif pages. Final arena bosses drop Dremora motif pages for bows and legs. Dark Anchor Gray Geyser bosses, Craiglorn focus points, Harrow Storms, and Zone Dragons drop Dremora motif pages for daggers and gloves. Delve bosses drop the motif pages for staves and belts. And the final dungeon bosses drop Dremora motif pages for helmets and maces. Public dungeons, Imperial City bosses, and quest bosses drop Dremora motif pages for shields and boots. And final trial bosses drop Dremora motif pages for swords and chests. World boss drop Dremora motif pages for shoulders and axes. So you can collect all of them by defeating the different types of bosses throughout the game. During the Witches' Festival, you get the first boss you kill each day gives you your 3 event tickets. I believe this is the final Indrik, if I'm not mistaken. It's the Crimson Indrik. And I think you can get up to 2 berries on this one. So there's going to be 2 more events for the last 2 berries. So you can start collecting on that.
It's a pretty Indrik too. I previewed it and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it does look pretty neat compared to some of them. The last couple I haven't been able to get. I gave up after the 4th one, which I think was the Snow Indrik, or the white one, which was the one I was after the whole time.
Oh no! I think I'm missing one of them, but I might be able to. I have all the berries for it. I just need the feathers, so it's still doable.
So from the Impresario, you can get all 4 of the Indrik feathers, and this is what you buy with the event tickets. You can get the first 2 Crimson Indrik berries, the Budding and Bloom. You can get group repair kits, which honestly that's what I buy with them most of the time. Because when you run a dungeon or a trial right at the end, I just throw a group repair kit and repairs everybody's armor in your group. So I like to do that. The Throw
Always
Bones.
appreciate whenever somebody has one of those in your group.
Yeah. The Throw Bones memento. I haven't seen that. I know that's been around though. Have you seen that, Pixie?
No, I haven't.
I wonder if that's new. I'm not sure.
I think let me scroll up here. I thought that one was new, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't seen that one.
And then also the Impresario is going to have something, and this is new, called grab bags. And the grab bags contain a collectible from previous Witches Festival events. So when you open it, it'll only ever contain an item that you don't have. So you're not going to get duplicates. And it says if you've required every collectible and still have grab bags to open, they'll contain group repair kits instead. So you can be guaranteed that you'll get something you don't have from that grab bag, and if you have everything, you'll get a group repair kit. So that's pretty cool. Witches Festival is by far my favorite event in this game, so I'm very much looking forward to it. It also coincides with my birthday, so I'm very happy about that. And
Oh, so that's hilarious because the release on console coincides with my birthday.
oh, nice. So also in game, Zos announced that they're doing a Tamriel Together guild competition. The rules on this have been a little foggy to me from the beginning. I was hoping that we could submit something as an entire guild across the whole platform, the Lore Seekers, so everybody could work together and do it. But as it turns out, you can only submit an entry from your platform. So we have everybody across our guild in their separate platforms trying to get together something to submit for this contest. And it has to be a recruitment poster or video for the Lore Seekers. So it sounds pretty cool. I know there's quite a few people in the guild that I'll get to here in a little bit that have been really working hard on it. I put Minue Matt in charge for us, so hopefully you can pull something together. But it sounds fun. There's interesting prizes for this. Like, there could be a statue of you in the game, of your character. They'll put your guild tabard as like a flag or something you can display in your house, things like that. So, like I said, I'm a little foggy on the rules and what's going to happen, but if you're a member of Lore Seekers, check in Discord. Every Discord platform has a channel for this Tamriel Together competition. So check it out and see what your specific platform is doing about it. Also, coming up very quickly, November the 3rd. So that will be, or is it the 2nd? I think it's the 2nd, is the Markarth release, which is the last chapter of our year-long adventure of Greymoor. And that's going to open up a new area of Skyrim called the Reach. So we'll have a whole new zone to adventure with a whole new story. And along with this, we get a new solo arena, which I think is awesome. I've done the Maelstrom arena and Dragonstar arena. Pixie, have you hit those up?
I have done VDSA and I've done normal the solo arena Maelstrom. I haven't done anything on the PTS this time though. I wanted to be surprised because I'm excited for Markarth.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great chapter. And if you haven't done the prologue quest, get on that because it'll lead you into it pretty good. And if you've quested through Rivenspire, there's going to be you'll be reminiscing a lot about things in the prologue quest. So,
Oh, awesome. I had started it but didn't have the time that night to finish it because a friend needed some help in a dungeon. So I left in the middle of the quest to go help him out.
yeah, so if you've gone through Rivenspire, you've worked with the Raven Watch. So, they come into play here. And it appears they're going to be part of this final chapter, which has me pretty excited because that's a pretty neat group there. And along with this release is we're going to have something called a sticker book, which is going to be great for our inventories because if you have a piece of equipment that's bound to you, you can save it to your sticker book. It'll take it out of your inventory. But if you ever want that piece of equipment back, you can go back and use your transmute crystals to generate it again with whatever trait you want. So, and along with that as well, apparently they're going to up the amount of transmute crystals you can have and they're going to be easier to get. So that's very exciting. I know I have my chests in my house are full of equipment and gear. So it'll be nice to have some extra space there.
I hear you there. And then also less grinding for the exact trait that you need. And it's just going to be nice all around.
Right, yeah, it will be great. Because, well, right now, the cap, if you're an ESO Plus member, is 200 for transmute crystals, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's 50 to do one transmute. So the most you can do at one time is 4. So I
Right.
also wonder if they're going to reduce that price down to, I would doubt it if they're going to increase the limit to fit to 1,000, but
And make them easier to get.
yeah, right. So moving on to the Lore Seeker Guild events. So this Friday in PCNA, the Lore Seekers are going to have a Witches Festival party at our brand new decorated, I'm going to call it the Haunted Guild Hall. So Jamarn, one of our members, has worked hard to make that happen, and it looks awesome. So on Friday, we're going to get together and we're going to go to that house. We can only have 12 minutes at a time, so we'll kind of shuttle through it. But there's going to be a costume contest, so dress up your character the best you can. There's going to be a little hide and go seek with a little dragon skull. If you find the dragon skull somewhere on the grounds, you get a little reward. And a game of human darts from a high tower, where you can win a reward if you land perfectly. The costume contests that we're going to have on PCNA, there's going to be one winner that we're going to take out of that. Across all platforms, I'm hoping that we're going to have a winner. And on Discord, we're going to have display pictures of our winners from each platform. And there's going to be overall winners. And I have talked to Gina Bruno, and she is going to supply rewards for those winners in the forms of crowns, which is awesome. So, the first place winner across all the lore seekers in the costume contest will get 6,000 crowns. The second place winner will get 3,000 crowns. The third place winner is going to get 1,500 crowns. So, make sure you get those costumes together and you can get yourself some crowns. Now, individually inside PCNA, we're going to have rewards for the 3 separate contests we're going to have, and that's going to be gold. And it'll be quite a nice sum of gold. Don't worry about that. On the PCEU side, Aramethius, who we were just talking about, is having his Lore Tavern on Discord, October 25th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. His announcement is, join us for this Spooktober Lore Tavern to talk all things werewolfy in the Elder Scrolls. Drop into Discord, Lore Tavern, voice chat to participate. If you've got a tune on PCEU, you can join fishing while they're actually doing that in Rivenspire. All lore seekers are welcome to join and bring facts, questions, whatever you want to chat about in the Lore Tavern. It's 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Eastern time, and it's awesome. Whenever he does that, he's done that a few times in the Lore Tavern. It's really good lore. He's full of knowledge about ESO. And in the PS4 NA platform, they're working on the Tamriel Together competition, as I mentioned before, and they would like to give a shout out to Gwen the Bard and Just Push to Play for all their efforts in bringing that together. And I know they're working very hard. Hopefully it'll be an awesome entry and they can win. That would be a great pub for the lore seekers. So, are there any of the other guilds that you were in, Pixie, doing that Tamriel Together thing? Have you heard?
So Lore Seekers is the only really social guild that I'm in that I pay attention to. That being said, I know Rykoth has an all-orc RP guild, and he is extremely excited about it. He's going all out for this, and I'm excited to see what he comes up with. I know they had a Malakath Summoning Day celebration that apparently went amazing, and seeing his enthusiasm about his RP orcs makes me really want to make an orc and join.
Cool. So let's get on to some questions here, if anybody has any. I already see one for the costume contest. Is there a theme? No, there's not. Dress in whatever you want. I think it was a couple years ago. I don't know if it was last year, but we had a winner in the Lore Seekers who was dressed as Captain America, and it looked amazing. So, yeah, whatever you want to dress as, whatever you think looks cool. We have a stage at the guild hall. You'll get up there and do your thing, and we'll have impartial judges. I won't name them yet, but I have an idea who they're going to be. So, does anybody else have any questions about the upcoming Markarth, about the Witches Festival, anything else? I'll give you guys some time. So Pixie, how was blindfolded Zero?
Oh my god. So I was with Braun, Solus, Kiz, and a couple other friends who joined us for chat, and I rolled and I got the blindfold. And I was trying to just have the people in Discord chat with me give me directions so I could be kind of useful. And I posted a clip of it on my Twitter. You can hear them telling me, okay, now stop and start attacking because there's people attacking you. So then I just start mashing buttons. Whenever I take the blindfold off, I'm just in a field by myself and they're over somewhere else fighting people. So they
Yeah.
just ditched me. And I think the most difficult part was I got blindfolded again in the middle of a keep in Cyrodiil. Now, it wasn't under attack, but just trying to find the exit of the keep. I thought it would just be okay if I just ran straight from whichever direction I was facing before. No, I couldn't get to the door. I like got out the first door and couldn't get to the second door no matter how hard I tried. And so it was 4 minutes of me essentially going around in a box trying to figure out how to get out. And it was hilarious.
Yeah, I saw some of that video. It was very funny. Um, and I got to give a shout out to you too. You raised $4,100, did you not? That's
Well, it wasn't just me. It was everybody from the ESO community. Arc and Lotus from Tails also did actually the brunt of the marathon. So my segment was the first 6 hours, and then I streamed simultaneously with Lotus there for a few more hours the second day. But I know Lotus of Doom did a full 20-hour block, and then Arcaneer did two blocks. One of them I think was 6 hours, and then the other one was I think it was 17 hours.
oh my
So
goodness. Yeah.
yeah, total it was a nonstop relay of 48 hours of streaming, and together us and the community managed to get 4,100 sent over to Extra Life, which is something I am so proud of, and I know Arc and Lotus feel the exact same way I do. We were completely blown away by all the support, and it goes to such a great cause. So
Yeah.
we're just completely humbled by the turnout.
Yeah, so cool. Here's a question for you from Kiz. What does Pixie think of AD?
Oh God. I knew this was coming. I think that the queen should work harder to get her subjects in check before trying to add more subjects by being an empress.
Huh. Well, I disagree, but
I can tell you my real feelings on that in a month.
I know, Pixie, you're coerced. You've had a
It
spell
kills
cast
me.
on you.
It's a knife to the heart every time I have to do this. And Kiz and Bard both know it.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, I'm not really seeing any more questions over on the chat, so I guess we'll just wrap it up. I do want to announce from me, I did one episode of a show called Add-ons. What are they good for? I'm going to continue that hopefully this week. Um, Probably this week or next will be another episode of that, expanding on it. And I want to get into Bandits add-on that a lot of people use that I love. Have you used it, Pixie?
I
Bandits?
haven't used Bandits, but it's one that it's on my list of add-ons I need to try because everybody has told me I need to use it. But right now, as far as the UI add-ons, I use Dark UI and Azura. I
Mm,
haven't tried out Bandits just yet.
cool. And another little show I'm putting together, and well, it's not going to be a really show. It's just going to be one episode, but it's going to be for new lore seekers. When you join the lore seekers, it can be pretty overwhelming looking at Discord, all the different things going on. I'm going to kind of walk through Discord and walk through in-game, through the guild banker, and everything else that is specific to lore seekers to help the new people get in without feeling like you're drowning in the Discord ocean. So that'll be another thing I'm putting together. If you'd like to join the Lore Seekers, you can go to www.loreseekerseso.org. That'll take you to a page that has our code of conduct, and if you like that, you can join up in Discord and fill out the application, and you'll be on your way. We're also on Twitch on Loreseeker at loreseekers_ESO. You can catch Hyperpixie on Twitch at Hyperpixie Gaming, as always, and she's on pretty much every night, it seems. Running,
Well, usually it's just Thursday through Saturday. Occasionally I'll sprinkle in an extra day.
yeah. And you've been doing, what is that name of that game? You always do a Halloween themed game. Some kind of
Yeah,
spooky, what is it?
so I played Amnesia yesterday, but over the last couple weeks I've been sprinkling in Phasmophobia games because it's a really fun, terrifying multiplayer game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen a couple streamers playing that game. It looks like it's fun. I wish you could play it solo, but
I think you can. It's just it would be very hard to do solo because you can only hold three things, including your
oh,
flashlight.
I got
So
you.
it'd be a lot to juggle. But you might be able to. I know you can queue up and kind of pug it too. So there's ways, but it is a lot of fun.
Cool. All right, and then back to chat here. Ash Darkthorn says, well, just a heads up, Xbox NA is doing World Boss Wednesday tonight, as is PCNA. And Tamriel Tours this Friday, per usual. And she's also helping for the Tamriel Together stuff for Xbox, so that's great. So everybody get out there and do your World Boss Wednesdays. I believe PCNA is going to Aradon, so that'll be kicked off here in the next few minutes, so get grouped up and do it. And as always, thank you guys for joining me and Pixie for this episode of For the Queen. We will continue it again next month. We're trying to do just one a month for now. And that is it. So everybody out there, seriously, let's help each other get through this crazy world we live in these days. So just be nice and help each other out, would you?
Wash your hands.
And wash your damn hands, right. All right, everybody, take care. Good night.
Have a good one. Bye, guys.